Let's go over to the co-chairperson of the technical committee of the Ghana Institute of Freight Forwarders, the Tema district. Hi, Madam Abrakwa, can you hear me now?
Yes, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Right, your PR doing a good job here. Anyways, so let's go over to the reason why you are here this morning, the exemption of the electronic levy charge from electronic transfer for the payment of shipping line and terminal handling charges at the port. Now, if I go back to the Electronic Transfer Levy Act 22 Act 1075, the types of transfer, that's section 2.1, types of transfer covered. Mobile money from, so these are mobile money transfer from an account on one electronic money issuer to a recipient on another electronic money issuer, transfers from bank accounts to mobile money accounts, transfers from mobile money accounts to bank accounts, bank transfers on an instant payment digital platform or application organization from a bank account belonging to an individual subject to a threshold to be determined by the minister. Clearly, it's yours is not part of that. And so why are you here again to drum home that?
And thank you. I like the word drum home. Because it's not again, we are not against E-Levy.
Right.
For whatever reason.
Right.
But we are saying that just like Ghana.gov is exempted from E-Levy, the other aspect of our supply chain that ensures the clearance of goods from the ports must also enjoy same, so that the chain will be complete. Because in the wisdom of government, you know, at first we were paying duties in two banks only, the GCB and EcoBank. And even for them, you could only pay at designated branches, namely KIA and then Tema. You can't go to any other EcoBank branch and pay details to go through just these two places. And in the wisdom of government, during the COVID, looking at the challenges that we faced, he opened it up with icons. And so now about 27 banks, you can pay duty in all of them. But the government did not stop there. He also developed the Ghana.gov platform so that you don't have to walk to a bank to pay, irrespective of the time of the night. You just transfer funds from to pay your duty. You can be working midnight, you have an issue, you have to pay. And then quickly you can go and pay. I mean, you just sit wherever you are and then you pay. So to offer more convenience, to facilitate trade, because goods are not meant to stay at the port. It causes a lot of costs and delays. And so Gov is here and we are enjoying it. Now, coming to the digital platform of the other stakeholders, like the shipping line, the terminal handling charges, mind you, paying your duty alone does not grant or guarantee that you get your goods out.
Okay.
You have to complete the other aspects of the formalities, which include the payment of the shipping line charges, the payment of the terminal charges. And by God's grace, looking at the digitalization agenda, everybody is getting on board. So, for example, Medline, you can pay with mobile money, you can pay with bank transfers. MSC, you can do same. A lot of them are catching up. MPS, if you have spirit, the MPS, you have a solid system to raise your invoice to pay. So this digitalization agenda is quite different. So E-Levy, if E-Levy is exempted from the payment of the shipping lines, it means that they will know that people are going to be discouraged from using the platform because of the extra cost. And
wait a minute.
Will not even attempt.
Paulina.
And it will defeat the whole electronic paperless agenda.
Paulina, can you hear me?
Yes.
What it means is that you are parts of that. So whatever transfers that are done, the E-Levy is going to affect it. You're at the port.
Yes.
Oh, I see.
Yes, and that's what we are pleading or we are suggesting or drawing the attention to it, that if they can, just like they've done for Ghana.gov, if they can also exempt for the payment of the shipping line and handling charges, it will just make it super, so that the paperless agenda can be completed without extra cost to the shippers. And one thing is also that the amount of money which we use 60,000 to just this shipping line. Assuming you are paying 60,000 on just one transaction by electronic transfer, you are going to spend 900 Ghana cedi extra funds. You are not talking about the terminal handling charges. So at the end of the day, you can spend as much as 2,000 cedis on one transaction for E-Levy.
Whose cost is that? Is that to the freight forwarder or to the importer or the exporter, whatever it is?
So it can be both ways.
Okay.
First of all, it is to the importer, because sometimes some of them pay directly, sometimes we will pay and then we bill them. The second aspect of it is that when a shipper gives you their documents, you are the expert, so you will have to find ways to facilitate their trade, to ensure that the goods get out of the port. So as a professional, you cannot say that because of E-Levy, you would wait. Okay, the bank has closed, you have to pay MPS charges to work in the night, the bank has closed. So because of E-Levy, you are waiting till the next day. You may not even have slots to clear your goods. And so in the wisdom of your professional, you want to use the fastest possible means. In fact, that is what we are about. And so some of these costs you cannot bill the importer or the shipper. Again, when we are clearing our goods, we pay something we call container deposits. Deposits, so that when you return the empty container to the shipping lines, they refund your money to you. For a transaction, for example, Costco takes 1,000 cedis for a container. Assuming you have 3 or 4 containers on one bill of lading, we are talking about 4,000. Now, when you pay that amount, most importers don't pay that because they know that it will be refunded and it will go to them. They are not interested in that. So you pay, and mostly we pay that. Now, when the supermarket is refunding the money to you, they do electronic transfers.
Yeah.
And so you can imagine that if you pay 4,000 with the E-Levy, you're not going to get the same amount.
I see.
The shipping line will deduct that one, so you mean that you're going to pay 3%. For them, they don't joke.
Before
they
I
don't joke with whatever.
Before I
so
come to,
we will not bear that cost of the transfer. No.
Right. Before I come to Ajiman in the studio, what do you make of the concern of the government to say that, look, a lot of these transfers, they've seen the figures rise in terms of mobile money transactions, and that is where they want to look at. And you are private people, you are not government workers, and so there's not going to be any exemption. What case would you want to mount again?
Okay, so we are private, though the shipping lines are also private, but you see, it's connected to a government activity. Okay, because even in the system, everybody is linked just to clear your goods. And we are not government, we are private. The shipping lines are private, but their activity goes to help the nation. Like I mentioned, 80.3. And you see,
Madam Abrakwa.
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes. And besides, you see, there are quantity of charges that we pay. And for example, if you're clearing your goods today, you pay as much as over 70% taxes, either on your FOB or your TIF. When you are paying your shipping line charges, you would have paid your VAT, you would have paid your Ghana.gov, your COVID-19 levy and all that. When it comes to shipping line, you're also paying the same. So if you have to be levied again, that's why we are drawing the attention to that. The trader would have so much, over 140% of taxes. So if you exempt E-Levy so that they can clear their goods, they wouldn't have to queue at the bank because of the cost, then kindly do that for them. That's all our petition.
Okay, so let me finish up with you so that we can let you go and so I can deal with Mr. Ajiman on the rest. How are you going to, I mean, apart from the awareness you're doing on the media platforms, how are you going to, who are you going to meet next to drum home your concerns?
Okay, so we are drafting a petition. We're petitioning the Minister of Finance to draw his attention to it, and I mean, suggest, give the reasons why we are giving now for them to look at it, and that's our hope. And then if that does not really, well, there's also what we are also advocating, that if all the other players in the port can roll onto the Ghana.gov, it's not going to be easy, but in the meantime, we can do the exemption whilst we look at the other modalities. So that is the plan.
What it means is that once you are roped onto or you are put onto the Ghana.gov, you are going to be exempted from some of these charges.
Because that platform you are exempt. But that is a very long conversation.
I see.
But in the meantime, we need a petition.
So you should have maybe you should have started that advocacy long ago, so that by this time, but it's all right. It's all right. Thank you very much, and that's an executive member and co-chairperson, technical committee